going on, everyone, and welcome to a beginner's guide to soloing Dagannoth Rex. Now, in this guide, we are going to cover who Dagannoth Rex is and why he's a great boss to solo, especially at lower levels. The stats you're going to need to solo Dagannoth Rex, as well as the equipment you're going to need, how to get there, and then finally, what to do when you have gotten there. Dagannoth Rex is one of three Dagannoth Kings. There is Dagannoth Rex, Dagannoth Supreme, and Dagannoth Prime. Dagannoth Rex is the melee of the three, and he drops the corresponding melee rings, which is the main reason why he is going to be killed. He drops not only the Warrior Ring, but the Berserker Ring, which is about 2.5 mil. He also has some sort of worth it drops in terms of the Rock Shell armor, and then he drops some noted items as well. He is very easily safe spottable, which is the main reason why everyone will go and solo him. He has very poor magic defense, and the drops are good enough to make you money regardless of whether or not you get a ring drop or not, but the chances are getting a ring drop are 1 in 128, which is a pretty solid chance. The stats you are going to need to solo Dagannoth Rex are 70 combat styles, defense, strength, and attack, because you're going to be needing to wear Guthan's armor. You're going to need 75 or higher mage, the higher the better, because we're going to be using a trident. And you're going to need at least 43 prayer for your protection prayers. The ideal setup you're going to want to bring for the journey, and I wouldn't recommend going much lower than this, is you're going to want a full set of Guthans, because the healing in that cave is incredibly important on every one of your kills. You're constantly being attacked by things that you're not praying against, so you're going to have to heal up off of them. So Guthans is crucial. Make sure to not forget that. You're also going to want to Trident of the Seas, Trident of the Swamp. You can substitute it out with Ivan's Blast or your highest mage attack, but I would highly recommend Trident of the Seas, not only to save inventory space, but it's a really, really strong attack. You're going to want ideally a Fire Cape, or a cape that raises your prayer, or a God Cape. I don't have a God Cape for whatever reason, I just realized, so we're going with the RD Cloak. We want a Necklace of the Occult because that helps your mage strength bonus a lot, or your mage max hit. You're going to want a Blessing just for the prayer bonus. Then you're going to want a good shield. A Blessed Spirit Shield is a very, very good shield. You are going to be tanking a decent amount, so a high defense bonus is pretty crucial. Next, you're going to want the best gloves you can get. Bear's Gloves if you're done RFD, obviously. Otherwise, you can get a Tormented Bracelet if you have the money, or anything that'll help you either defensively or offensively in mage works perfectly. Ideally for boots, you want ones that will raid your mage. So I'm wearing Wizard boots. You can wear Mystic boots. You can wear inFenity or up. That is really your call. And then a Ring of Life, just to be safe, you can wear a Ring of Wealth. You can wear a Seer's Ring, whatever your fancy is. I just Ring of Life, just in case. Then for your inventory, you're going to want a couple of prayer potions. It's more getting to the cave that you need to use a lot of prayer, but if you're going to stay there for a long time, which it's very easy to do, you're going to want a couple prayer potions at least. 5 antidote pluses is almost necessary because you can get poisoned. It's not the most common thing, but if you're going to stay there for a while, which I would recommend, then having those antidote pluses are good. 1 stamina potion so you can get through the cave without having to stop and take a lot of damage. You're going to want 1 rune throwing axe to get through the maze. You're going to want a teleport to get out. I take 2 brews and 2 restores just in case things getting there get a little hairy. And then you're going to want to take some food. What I forgot here is you're also going to want to take alks. He does drop a lot of alchable things, and it makes it just so much easier to gain money. Also, it is highly recommended that you complete the Fremnik Dial's Elite Diary. That is a very, very tall ask, not something I've done, but it will increase your profit immensely because Dagannoth Bones go for about 11 to 11.5k, and if you complete that diary, they drop in noted form. So it just boosts your profit to an insane level. So if you can get that done, definitely do that. It's kind of a catch-22 because in order to get the diary done, you have to kill one of the Dagannoth Kings each. But that is highly recommended. Now, how to get there. And you'll see we are missing 1 inventory spot. You need to teleport to Relica, however you want to get to Relica, and then we are going to get a pet rock. Because unless you have someone who can help you open a door that has 2 pressure plates, a pet rock is the easiest way to do it. So make your way over to Relica. I saved my run. You are going to have to speak to Ask Aladdin after completing the Fremnik Trials to get the pet rock. You're also going to need to complete the Fremnik Trials to be able to get to Waterbirth Island, but that requirement is not nearly as hefty as the requirements for killing the Dagannoth Rex or any of the others, so you should already have that done. Once you get your pet rock and you are fully inventoried out, you're going to walk over to the leftmost dock, and you're going to talk to Jarvald. Now, if you have not been to Waterbirth Island before, you will not have the travel option. Just talk to him, ask him to go there, and he will bring you there. And then from now on, you will have the ability to just fast travel. Once you get to Waterbirth Island, it's pretty straightforward how to get there. There is a cave icon. That's where we're going to go. Waterbirth Island isn't really that big of an island. There's some rock crabs, and there's the cave. So don't get lost. Now, when you're in the cave, you're going to have to be ready to do a little bit of prayer switching just so you don't take too much damage getting to Rex. Also, you're going to want to sip your stamina potion just to make sure you can make it to the end of the cave. I did not, so you're going to see me wait, and I'll show you a spot to wait in case you didn't. But you're going to run to the northeastern part of this cave. You're going to have your pet rock ready. Make sure you turn off the auto-retaliate option because you are going to equip a rune throwing axe at one point, and if you lose it, you're going to have to go back. And auto-retaliate is just kind of a pain when you're trying to run through an area. The giant rock crabs, they may be level like 138, 137. They suck, just like regular rock crabs. Don't worry about them. Once you get by them, you're going to want to equip your rune throwing axe, and you're going to come up to this little obstacle where there's 3 doors that all have barriers on them. Switch over to your special attack the middle door. It'll bounce, take out all 3, and those will drop. Then you're going to want to go in, get your prayers ready to protect from mage, go down the ladder, and these little walrus guys do heavy mage damage, so anytime you see them, protect from mage. Then you're going to protect from range here. I don't really think protecting from range is too big of a deal against Dagannoths, but to take no damage, it helps. You can turn off your prayers here because it's just rock crabs. And anytime I'm unsure what I'm going into, you'll just see me put on Pray Mage because it's so much stronger. Every time I don't Pray Mage, and you'll probably see it here at some point, I feel like an 18. It's ridiculous. But because of the defenses we have, Mage is the most volatile to us. So there it is. Just always Pray Mage whenever you're questioning where you're going. And then it's just basically switching between Mage and range. There's one false ladder. Otherwise, the path is pretty clear on where you want to go. Anytime you see these rock crabs, you feel free to just ignore them. They do not do any damage. And the path is pretty linear. There was one path that I skipped. There was one ladder to the left that I skipped. That's the only one that is kind of a trick. I haven't actually been up there, so I don't know where that's going to take you. Just avoid it. But keep following the path, and we're going to be stopping soon because you see my run is running out, and there's a point where you're going to get to where you're going to need your run. And getting to Rex's safe spot, you're going to need your run. So we're going to, I'll show you the spot. I won't show you me saving all of my run energy, but I'll show you me getting it. That spot, if that Dagannoth isn't too far pushed up and doesn't lock onto you, you can sit there and wait, but he was. So right around the end of this cave, you can just sit in the back behind this ladder because there's no one back here and wait here for your energy to go up. If you're impatient, you can just drink your stamina potion. You're probably going to end up dropping it anyway for other loot, but that only gives you, I think, 10 or 20 run energy. So we're just going to wait out. Basically, you want a full stamina bar because you are desperately going to need it. So just like that, we are good to go. We're going to drink one more stamina potion. That should be enough to get us through. And when we go down the ladder, we are actually going to protect melee because they have rock lobsters, which are not that bad, but they actually hit you. And you want to take as little damage as possible because the next part coming up is a pain. Once you get halfway down the cage, switch to Pray Mage, though, because the walruses are here and they will destroy you. And right around this corner, we're going to come up to a ladder, and the ladder allows you to peek to see if there's anyone currently in there. You're going to want to find a world where there isn't anyone currently in there, and luckily there was no one in there when I looked. And I always go to this back side of the ladder. But if you're on a Slayer task, as you see there's a Slayer part of the cave, you can go down there. It's a specific place for you. Also, if you see this little crevice, this is a good spot for 2 reasons. One, if there are people in there and you need to world swap, you jump over a little ledge and they cannot hit you from there. You are safe. 2, there's a little crack to peek down, so as you're world switching, you can find an open world before you have to go through this next part, because this next part sucks, and it's probably the most difficult part of soloing Dag Rex. Alright, next thing you gotta do is you have to go downstairs, and you have to make sure you're not going to be attacked by Dagannoth Prime or Dagannoth Supreme. Now, because we have a high rage bonus and a smaller mage bonus, you're going to want to Pray Mage the entire time. These guys are probably going to hit you for quite a bit. This can take a while, which is unfortunate because you're just taking free damage at this point. But you basically need to start running around the island and just hoping no one attacks you. You can get killed here It's pretty rare. He would have to stack pretty heavily on you, but it can happen. But you basically just go up and down the ladder until they are in a position where you can run by them safely without being attacked. And make sure you're keeping your hit points up, because you will get attacked quite a bit before you probably will make it down there. Alright, right here, it looks like we are good. They are both off a little bit. You want to just hug the side of the island just to not make them aggressive to you. And you want to run all the way to the eastern side of the island. And just hope you don't get attacked. If you get attacked, you have to run back. And then we're going to sit on this most eastern side of the island, and we're just going to attack Dagannoth Rex. Now, to get him to aggro to you, you want to put long range on. Get him aggro to you. I always use prey melee just to be safe. And then once he starts coming up to you, you just hook him on the corner like this. The island actually has a bunch of these. If you see these grayer squares where they just look like boxes, those are all places that you can safe spot him on. There's like 3 or 4 spots just on this side of the island that you are able to safe spot him. So it's incredibly simple once you get down here to just sit down here for a while. You really don't take much damage. The only thing is these spinal laps will attack you randomly. They spawn a bunch too randomly. I don't really know how their spawning is signed, but they will attack you. They are the things we're also going to heal up off of, and they are also the things that are going to poison you. This is pretty much Dagannoth Rex. Getting here is easily the hardest part, and then once you get down here, you just safe spot them every time. Supreme and Prime, as long as you don't run too far forward, will not aggro to you, so you just long range, you hit him, and you bring him over to this corner. And then when you need to heal, this is why Guthins is so important, because you can have food, but a lot of the food is taken out through your run to get here. So Guthins is important when they spawn next to you. Dagannoth Rex has a rather long spawn timer, as you will learn, so you have more than enough time to heal up. I think it may be 45 seconds to a minute spawn timer, and a lot of the Cynolyps, I think they're called, will spawn, so you have a good amount of time to heal up. He does drop some swordfish and bats every so often, so you can heal up that way if it's not working. You still have a couple pieces of food, which is why I opt to bring food instead of more prayer potions, just to be a little safer. But you can just sit here and tank these guys for the most part. They will hit, sometimes they will hit, and very rarely they will combo you for a couple of 10s. Just make sure to keep an eye out if you get poisoned, because then you'll need to use those antidote pluses, and that's why we have so many of those in our inventory. And sometimes they'll spawn a lot like this, but as long as I have 70 defense when I was recording this, I'm wearing Guthins and a Blessed Shield, I'm tanking everything pretty fine. So I'm actually going to sit down here for an hour, because I want to get a couple kills and show you how this goes. Alright, in our loot for 1 hour. Now, it's worth noting that I did not drop a bunch of my potions for Dagannoth Bones, which would have increased our profit. I just don't like getting rid of supplies that often. But I also didn't bring anything to Alk, so this can easily go up because I left a bunch of stuff on the ground while playing. But with the hour we played, we were up to about 140k, which per hour isn't the best, but then again, you're really shooting at that chance to hit a 2.5 mil Zerker ring. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Comment down below any questions, 1, you want to see, 2, any RuneScape content that you're interested in, whether it be more boss guides, other things of that sort. I'm just starting out, as you can see, so I've got a lot of ideas, but I don't really know where to go with them yet. Feel free to subscribe if you're new here. There'll be more this and other RuneScape content out. All my social links are in the description below, and until next time, I will see everyone later.